Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have a brand new announcement from Kabam and it is about more consistent balance changes coming your way. So it says basically as follows: a contest is constantly evolving. We're adding a regular stream of new champions, new features, new abilities, new synergies. Each new champion or feature changes the balance of the game. New and existing champions need to be regularly reviewed and balanced to ensure they are all great additions to your roster. Basically, starting October 2019, they will be consistently kind of like tuning up or down champions that they are releasing. They're going to do this 3 months after the champion is released, and they will have had chance to analyze their data. But here is the first thing you kind of have to take with a grain of salt, because according to Kabam, not all that long ago, Cyclops was very effective AQ or AW attacker. So the data, what's the best way to describe it? I wouldn't put my personal faith in their ability to analyze it all that well, I suppose. But okay, assuming they have all these kind of like very explicitly intricate accurate data and information, and they are able to process it and actually draw decent conclusions from the data that they are seeing, and they will be tuning these champions up and down. Now the first ones are going to be, as we can see in the thread that they announced, they are going to be changing Annihilus and Human Torch, and as far as we could read, they're basically going to be buffing them up slightly. They're saying that Human Torch performs well against Mystic champions and when he can reverse healing. However, outside of those conditions, he's not as strong as they would like him to be. So we're looking at increasing his strength in those non-ideal matchups, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So they're going to be buffing up Human Torch and Annihilus. And this is like a big thing. That's a big change in the game, right? Because they have never been really doing it, and there's a good reason kind of why, because they as a company are selling the product as it is. And I'm honestly not too sure how I feel about this, because everybody's obviously going to be happy that, wow, Human Torch is getting a buff. He was already allegedly a god tier champion, but whatever, so he's getting a buff. Annihilus is getting some buff to help him out as an attacker. But what's going to happen when they're going to be nerfing down your champions? Let's say they release Ghost version 3.0 or Blade Reincarnated. Everybody goes nuts on those crystals because, wow, the champion is amazing and he does this much damage. And then 3 months later they say that the champion is overperforming, he's putting contest out of balance and they need to tune him down. Obviously they are claiming that they're not going to be doing any major changes or reworks here. They're just going to be basically increasing potency of your fury effects, so on and so forth. But that can make or break a character, like by a lot. For instance, and let's take an example of Blade, right? So if they nerf down Blade's power gain times 3 or something, right? So part of the reason why Blade's so good is because he is having such a good power gain from bleeds. However, if he hardly gained any power, where it wouldn't be like really noticeable, it would hinder a character a lot, and that wouldn't be the product that you have paid for, which is kind of like the second bit and grief which I'm not entirely comfortable with, because when I am reading a character, I'm reading all of the information, all of the stats, and then I kind of decide whether it's worth going for it or not. And if somebody else kind of down the line 3 months later says like, you know what, we actually sold you something that's too good, so we're gonna kind of make it worse. So I don't know. So obviously everybody's going to be happy for the champions are getting buffed, but don't forget this will work the other way around. Anything that is going to be in fact amazing might as well get tuned down, and it is them kind of announcing that that is exactly what they will be doing. So this is definitely a double-edged sword, and I think it's actually a bit worse on a player side here, because if you read characters' abilities and you don't like the character, and if you think he's not going to be great, you're not going to spend your money, you're not going to waste your time grinding for it, and then they tune it down the line. Okay, fine, you didn't waste your money, you didn't waste your resources, it's not a problem for you. You still have the chance to acquire this character as you open crystals, play the game regularly, whatever. But when it's going to be reversed, then that's going to be a major problem, because you kind of made an educated decision whether to invest your money or time pursuing this specific character as it is, and then it might turn out it's too good. So I don't know, be cautious now whenever you see a good champion come out in Cavalier Crystals, because if champion is good, you probably should go for it. If champion is like really good, you should be very careful, because they might nerf it, or vice versa. If the champion is really bad, then you probably should invest in it now. So I don't know. I don't particularly agree with this kind of idea, I suppose. And I think if they want to add more balance changes, then the best place where to start is not the characters after their 3-month release date, is the characters from 2015, from 2016, from 2017. There are a bunch of absolute garbage characters that are getting absolutely no play by anybody in the game endgame whatsoever, and those are the characters that majority of the players already have. So I think if they want to rebalance these characters, they should probably start from kind of like from the oldest ones and then go to the newer ones. Then again, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that would still make a lot more kind of sense, and that would make me feel a lot more safe actually trying to invest in character now. Yeah, it's definitely a big piece of news. It's something to be hopeful for, to be concerned for, and for me, like, the problem is I don't see any kind of major problem with any company doing this, but this is Kabam we're talking about, and I just don't trust them. I don't trust them to make educated adjustments. I don't trust them to read their data properly or to analyze it properly, because they have posted and come up with such nonsensical, whimsical nonsense in past time and time again. And this is the company that we have pretty much yet to get a bug-free update within like last 2 years or something like that, or at least definitely last a year. Pretty much every single update has had some new bugs introduced in it. And so I guess my kind of sentiment is I'm worried. I definitely do not think that people who would be responsible for balancing the game actually understand or play the game at any kind of sort of relatively decent level. What they would be doing is they would be analyzing like data, ones and zeros, some hits and received hits, and some how often the character is used, I suppose, or how popular he is and things like that. But that doesn't really mean much as far as I'm concerned, because there are many kind of different varied factors. If I would trust for characters to be balanced, then that would definitely be via some sort of larger involvement of actual endgame players giving their feedback, which I doubt they can kind of organize. So my problem with this announcement is, yeah, that okay, I am looking very kind of dodgy at them being able to nerf the characters, not just buff them if they're underperforming. But the biggest concern I have is in their competence of actually understanding what they're reading of their battle data, of how it actually like feels, kind of like the reasonings behind why the numbers are coming back the way they are. And yeah, so I can't say I'm overly negative about this entire thing, because yeah, some characters might get buffed. Maybe they will cut the pillows of Ebony Mohan's and he will actually be able to throw a punch, not like a little girl anymore. Sorry if any little girls are watching, you probably can throw a good punch, but it's just an expression. So I guess my problem is, yeah, that I just lack faith in the competence of these so-called balancing team people, and I for one am worried. Therefore, do let me know what you guys think. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Are you excited? Are you worried? What do you think they should do? And so basically, yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking about this whole balancing things. But yeah, that is going to be me pretty much done for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do not forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit like all the buttons, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya.